we're stirring up the mix. JD's tall, got opinions for days. He'll tell you what he thinks in 1,000 ways. Mr. Tim, the old man in the crew, knows a little about everything, it's true. From history to dad jokes and bad advice, he's seen it all and he's paid the price. QLC is kicking down the door. QLC is kicking down the door. Say it loud, say it raw. We came in loud and we want more.
Welcome, everybody, back to the QLC podcast. Questions and life choices, questionable life choices. We make questionable life choices every day. And right now we're videoing them so that you can enjoy it. So we've got quite a bit of exciting things that I'm excited about, at least, coming up. And so you follow, like, subscribe, click the notification bell, because you're not going to want to miss this. There is a father-son challenge that is coming up. Are you excited for this too?
I am excited.
Okay. I saw it the other day. I'm going to probably let you know more as it comes out. But the big thing, the elephant in the room, not to call you an elephant, but we're joined by a guest today. This is Aidan Reynolds. He is the proprietor of Sermons and Side Quests right here on YouTube. And tell us, what do you do on there?
So I wanted a place to put out my sermons and things I've researched and learned, because there's a lot of things that I've learned that I don't think many Christians think of or put much thought into, but it really is some core parts of our faith that a lot of people just don't research. So I'm doing a lot of researching and
Studying for sermon is a good thing.
Yeah,
what do you mean when you say your sermons?
Sermons that I've written for school, church, things that I've preached for youth group, those kind of things, I turn into videos. And then I also have some other ones that I'm having planned that are coming up, and they're things that keep me diving into the Bible and making sure I'm researching them.
All right, so you just hop on there and talk, or what's going on the channel, like when you're preaching?
I do a mix of things, hence the side quests. But I'll find a topic, or make a topic, a series, and I'll do research, and then I'll write a script, and I will make a video on it. I'm playing video games in the background to keep you guys interested, but maybe messing around with some of that.
What video games?
Mainly Minecraft.
Okay.
I'm thinking about maybe dabbling in some animation or just having some pop-up art.
Okay, so
could I do a question? What topics are you most passionate about?
Creation, Genesis, kind of ancient, what we would call ancient history with dinosaurs, like the flood. The flood's really cool, and abortion. That's going to be coming up soon. I'll be doing either.
That's a long way from dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Well, but it's just as important.
The creation
yeah,
stuff.
That's true.
It's more important. And then abortion, and I'll obviously be doing some other stuff in the mix of, but that's mainly the topic.
Well,
really
understanding where we come from is a big part of the argument for abortion.
Exactly.
So you have all this kind of a varied amount of content, from dinosaurs to all the way to modern day. We'll call it reproductive health care.
Yeah.
But what is the thing that made you want to start something like this? Aren't there other channels like this on YouTube?
Yes, there are other channels like this, but a lot of them don't go into from what I've seen, they don't go into the deeper subject, like a deeper dive into it. And not only that, a lot of them strawman the argument they're going against. So say talking about, abortion, or they'll go, oh, it's just healthcare. Like, they will strawman the opposing argument
Right.
while to make their argument seem better.
By straw man, you mean they present a weakened form of the argument that's
Exactly.
easier for them to defeat with their argument.
Yeah. And in my opinion, that is not very...
It won't change people's minds.
It won't change people's minds, because if they believe that, you're not going to change their mind by telling them that what they believe.
Because they're shouting back at the radio.
Exactly.
Radio. They're shouting back at their screen going, that's not what they say.
Yeah. So I try to present the topic I'm going against or whatever in my best understanding and giving you guys the strongest argument I can for it and giving my rebuttal to it.
This sounds like there's a lot involved in it. Are these
lot.
like really long videos?
Not really. I'm trying to get them longer, but I'm trying to stick to 8 to 15 minutes. My first ones are a bit shorter than that, but I'm trying to keep them in the range of 8 to 15 minutes.
Okay, but I also got to ask you about your the other thing that you do with your shorts, your 60-second Bible stories.
Yeah. I've always found them cool when I saw them on like YouTube and
It's a good idea.
and I just don't see them anymore. They just they look like they just disappeared. So I'm trying to get some more out there. They seem to do pretty well, and it's funny to have to and challenging to compress this Bible story that happens over chapters and just like the story of Joshua. Like that's an entire chapter that I had to squeeze into 60 seconds. I think I went a lot over, but there was a lot.
Way more than a chapter.
It was a lot. So they're really interesting, and it gives people some Bible knowledge without having to sit down and read, because a lot of people don't want to.
Though that is good as well.
Yes, it is.
That is very important.
So, 2 questions. Tell me about your last video, the one that's most recent on your channel right now, and when are you coming out with another 60-second Bible story?
Okay.
I know that's 2 questions.
That is 2 questions. Okay. All right. So my most recent video was kind of a brief glimpse on what we're going to, what I'm covering in the series that's upcoming, called, I forgot what I called it, In Defense of Genesis. And it's going to be going through, it talked about how, why is Genesis important? Like it's the foundation of the Bible, all that stuff. And it also highlights a couple of the things I'll be going into, like age of the universe, day-age theory, dinosaurs. Obviously, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to kind of see where it goes. If people comment, I get some people like, oh, well, what about this? I'm obviously going to try to answer that. But I'm going to be trying to defend Genesis in a way that makes sense to me, and hopefully put a new spin on some and bring some people to be like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Very cool.
If you don't believe the first 4 words of the Bible, in the beginning, God, you can't believe the rest of the Bible.
Exactly. Because in the beginning, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
What
exploded.
a story.
All right, so we'll circle back to the when can we expect another 60-second story? But that's your channel. You've been at it for, I don't know, a few months now.
Yeah, I think it's been like 2.
Around the same time we started.
So one, go check it out, because sermons and side quests, okay? And I think you'll like the content, because you're right, it's not overly long. A lot of things like that can get really wonky and into the weeds,
technical.
And a lot of technical stuff, and go really, really long. And I like that you try to stay away from that. But what do you want to talk about today? What's the next thing you got coming up?
So what I got coming up, I've been working on it for a while now. I've been very busy, but I've been writing pretty much the age of the universe, because a lot of atheists will say, well, we've dated these rocks and they're millions, billions of years old. That's how old the earth is. That's how old the universe is. When that's not exactly true. Well, so the rocks, what I've been studying is the rocks have been formed and they have traces of radioactive activity. And it's uranium. What I've been look at and what I explain is uranium to lead. And as the uranium decays into lead, that's a known constant of the rate of decay. And so they take that, they extrapolate data from how much like original parent material there is, and how much daughter material there is, and how much the ratios are, and do a lot of fancy math
Yeah.
to figure out how long it would have taken for this much to decay into this much.
Based on
Something.
the known half-life.
Yeah, based off the known half-life. And I was looking into it because I've read some books, and a lot of them say, oh, they just assume a bunch of stuff. They assume that there's been no contamination. They assume the amount. They assume, there's one other thing that they get here.
And they do it in such a way that the normal person can't really just check their work.
Exactly. And that's a lot of Christian books that do that they assume that they say that these people assume the amount of atoms, they assume the decay rate was constant, which why would you assume that it was anything other than constant back that far? Like a lot of the universe's laws are constant. Why would the decay rate not be constant when you have to have like superheated plasma to change it even just a little bit?
Yeah.
And then they assume that there's been no contamination of the material. So I was looking into that to form my own argument about that.
Pause there. More people should do that.
Yeah.
Like instead of just mindlessly, oh, this person says this, like look into it for yourself.
Don't just take my word for it.
The school system has been drilling that ideology into them so much that it's vital that people start looking into it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And not just with stuff like that. Like, don't just sit in the back of a pew and listen to what the pastor's saying and just take it at face value. Check into everything.
This
pretty
works
much.
in school and in church.
Yeah.
Don't just mindlessly rattle off what you've been told. Like I've done that a couple times and I was wrong. I actually I say that in my channel. I believe for the longest time that the universe, I believe the day age theory for the longest time. And if you want to figure out what that is, go check out my channel.
Some marketing there.
Exactly. But yeah, so they say that these people assume all these things. So I looked into it and really dove into like the explanation on how scientists figure out radiometric dating. Didn't understand half of it, but I tried. And they actually do their due diligence to make sure that it wasn't contaminated. They take multiple samples from different rocks in the same area, like multiple samples from the same rock, and then all over the area where this rock was found. They do a lot of due diligence to make sure that this rock wasn't contaminated. And why would you assume that the decay rate was different? And there is a formula for figuring out how many atoms are in a rock. So why would we just throw that out the window because they're assuming? Like, we can't do any better. And so I can't find a fault in that. But the thing is that when we look at Genesis, God does not create a superheated ball of gas and let the universe form from that.
Okay, come back to that.
All right.
Because that's kind of the kicker. I really want to get there,
All right.
but I want to go here first. So what you're saying is they are saying that they're assuming. You're saying they're assuming that there was some variation. It wasn't. Why are they assuming it's not constant?
Yeah.
Right? Are you saying that they're kind of building a straw man of their own, and they're not arguing the best thing?
Yeah.
And so with that, all the math you've looked into, as much as you could understand of it, it seems like they're doing their best to get a good sample and to remove variables.
Yeah.
And so are you saying that you believe that down through time that decay rate has remained constant?
Well, from all the evidence that I have seen and from what I can figure out myself.
What do you mean by evidence you've seen?
All right. From what I've read about how the decay rate changes, and that being superheated like super hot temperatures, or like sub-zero, like over sub-zero temperatures, to change it slightly. I don't see any reason personally for the decay rate to have changed over
Is it possible
Years.
there are other things that could have affected the decay rate other than those?
Yeah, there could be, but I don't know that.
And the reason I ask that, I'm not trying to poke holes in anything.
Yeah.
But like we know the speed of light, right?
Yeah.
It's universal constant. 186,200 something miles an hour, right?
Yeah.
And the theoretical fastest speed anything could travel in the universe, right? But they're coming into new theories now where the gravitational fields and pulls of like black holes and very large planets can affect the travel of light, bending it where we didn't think it would bend, and affecting its speed through those media. So we're learning more and more all the time about how different factors affect what we assumed were constants.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there may be some variability, but from what we know so far, superheated, super cooled.
Yeah.
And how much does that affect the decay rate? A lot or a little?
A little. Like
Okay.
it's not a bunch. It's not enough to make up. I think it's like 13 billion years.
Okay, so what you're saying is the rocks are testing properly.
I believe so. I believe that we are doing everything in our power to test them as accurately as we know how to.
What do you think?
I was just wondering what date are they putting on those rocks normally?
It was like I have it written down. I don't want to give you something wrong. They're the rocks that date the Earth are about 4.5, give or take, 0.8 billion years. So I have written down 3.8 billion.
What do you believe?
Hang on. They found, I was just listening to this the other day. They found one on the moon that they called the Genesis rock. Because we went to the moon, people. And they brought that Genesis rock back because they believed it was from the beginning of the universe, right? But they brought it back and they were disappointed because it only dated to 4.3 billion years and not 4.6.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to yours. What was your question? What do you believe?
What do you believe the time period is, and your explanation for your belief?
So that is my favorite part of this. I believe that they are correct in their assumption of and their calculations of how old the rock is.
The maths.
The math, yeah. But I don't think they have the right conclusion on what it means. I think they're looking at this evidence and saying, this is from the Big Bang or whatever. When you look into Genesis, it says God in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So that's that. He created the earth, and it goes through and it counts how he created the stars, the moon, the seas, the plants, the animals, all that. Not once does he create a molten ball of rock to eventually cool down into the earth. He doesn't create an egg to hatch into a chicken. He doesn't create baby Adam. He creates already living things. And he doesn't create an acorn to grow into a tree.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of acorns across the ground.
See you in 100 years, like
Grass seed.
so.
God threw
he
down
created-
the first sod.
The sod of God.
First sod sounds like a Bible book. So he created trees that were already bearing fruits, meaning they would have had to been mature, and some trees take 10 years to mature. So I believe that he created everything mature. We see that. But that also involves the earth. He created the earth mature, meaning that these rocks would have been old, as in the sense they're 4.8 billion years old. But God had just created them. He had created them with an age. Same thing with stars. Our entire universe. We already have all the light here. All the light that's here. If the Earth is 2,000 years old, And
Is that what you believe? Is the Earth is 2,000?
not 2,000? I misspoke. 6,000 ish.
I was about to say Jesus lived about 2,000 years ago. It's got to be a little bit more than that, buddy.
Then we'd be seeing new stars pop up all the time because they're millions of light years out.
I'm really glad he said he didn't believe it was 2,000 years old.
Yeah.
So millions of light years away, it doesn't make sense that light is already here if the Earth was only created 6,000 to 7,000 years ago. I had to give the chance.
Unless God created a mature universe
With age already
built in.
Which there were trees in the Garden of Eden with fruit on them, which trees don't bear fruit until it's actually kind of annoying how long it takes trees to bear fruit sometimes whenever you grow a tree.
Yeah, years.
My wife's trying to grow a tomato right now, and it's...
Yeah.
So, two things. Do rocks date differently than animals?
Yes. Animals, we use carbon dating up to 100,000 years old because when we breathe, we're ingesting oxygen and carbon and everything else that's in the air.
Don't date animals radiometrically.
I think they can. I haven't really looked into it, but most of the time they use carbon dating because we know we know the decay rate, the half-life of carbon-14, which is created in outer atmosphere. We breathe it in, so we all have known amounts as a percentage of the air.
What if I breathe more than you? I've breathed longer than you.
Certain there are concentration. They know the concentrations by math, a lot of math, and
He keeps talking about math.
yeah,
A lot of math that the normal person can't understand.
Yeah,
This is how they do it.
I barely understand it. So they use we have this carbon-14 stuck in us, in our bones. It's absorbed,
Yeah.
and so when we die, the carbon-14 decays back into carbon-12, and they can tell, well, how much carbon-14 is there to carbon-12. It's the same process as what they do with rocks, with uranium to lead, but just in our bodies. And so they can date anything that's 100,000 years old-ish and younger with carbon-14. Now with rocks, obviously they don't breathe in carbon-14. And so
However, carbon dating has a bit more of a problem than radiometric dating does.
So may I ask, is the radiometric dating on the rocks their most solid argument for the old Earth?
I think so, but
What do they think is their most solid evidence?
that I don't know, because that would probably change with who you...
That's true. That is very true.
Same thing with Christianity. I believe our most compelling argument for Christianity is what happens in Genesis, because we can see that all throughout the earth, the flood, dinosaurs living with humans. We see evidence of that.
Bones and fossils found together.
Exactly. Carvings of dinosaurs from the Aztecs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Ica stones, yeah. So what do you think is the problem? Why do Christians, at least ones that believe the Bible, why do they fight so hard for young Earth? Why does it matter?
It matters because it all comes down to the day-age theory. If you...
Day-age
theory.
Okay.
If you are a Christian and believe the young earth, you believe the Bible as it is written. But if you are a Christian who believes that it's old earth, the billions of years, that means that we would have had to believe, most likely believe in evolution, because that's what I've seen. Most Christians who believe in the age are evolutionists. And I just lost my train of thought. But the evolutionists, that comes down to sin, death before sin. So when you believe that the Earth is old. Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Also, millions of years, God created the plants before he created sun, so the plants couldn't have lived for millions of years.
Photosynthesis doesn't work real well without the sun.
That's one of my favorite things. Like, well, it's millions of years between the days, like plants before sun. How does that work? So, and atheists will use that too. Like, well, he created plants without sunlight, but yeah, plants can survive without sun
For a day.
For one day, yeah.
yeah, for a couple days. But
Just ask my tomato plant.
so, when you believe that each day was millions of years and that evolution, God kind of just let it go, created amoeba and just let them run wild, that the whole thing of evolution is survival of the fittest. So things would have had to die, learn, died again, learn, and the best traits get passed on through each generation. But that means death happened before sin. And when you look into Genesis, it says that, I don't remember the exact quote, but sin entered through Adam and death entered by sin, through sin.
Yeah.
So then you're discrediting that and everything
So
that
it
the
sounds
Bible is
like
built on.
it sounds like the day-age theory kind of supports the idea of that there's a being out there, but he doesn't really care about human affairs.
Yeah. It depends on who you ask. There's
Yeah.
different versions of it. So,
Well, biblically you're right about why it matters that the Bible should be taken literally where it presents itself literally. I don't believe Genesis is an allegory. I don't believe that.
yeah, that's
I don't believe that there's a gap or an age between the days of creation. I take it literally unless the Bible says that this is a figurative thing or a poetic thing or a prophetic thing. It's to be taken literally. There are things that are clearly not literal. In like in the prophecies in Revelation, there's some very weird stuff that John sees, and some of that is symbolic of what's going to happen. So there's where the Bible is symbolic, it will show you its symbolism. So it's not symbolism in Genesis when it says on day 1 God created the light and the darkness. On day 3,
and morning and evening, the first day, morning and evening, the second day.
Yeah.
and that's where I think the King James and a couple other translations get it right, and it says the first day, the second day. And you're right, day 3 was land, water, vegetation, and then day 4 was the sun and the moon and the stars. So it'd be a long time to go without sun for those plants. But the biggest thing that I like to ask to an evolutionist, and maybe you've got a different one, but my favorite one is, if evolution is true, how do you explain the bombardier beetle? If everything is trial and error, you get it wrong and then a mutation happens and you get it a little bit less wrong and then another mutation happens, you get a little bit less wrong.
Yeah.
How does the bombardier beetle come into existence? That sucker has a sack on its back filled with chemicals that would explode, and somehow it survived evolution?
Yeah.
It was one of the few that got it right on the first try.
First try, like Lego Batman, first try. So I love that one. How do you answer that one? But what's your favorite question to ask someone who believes in evolution?
So I haven't looked it up in a while, but there is, I think it's a squid or an octopus that mimics other animals without ever encountering them. It'll mimic sea snakes in captivity. It's never seen it, but it's like almost like pre-programmed
Genetic.
Yeah.
with I think crabs, sea snakes. There's other stuff, I think a jellyfish, but it will pretend to be these things to avoid predators.
The actor of the sea. Okay, so
I'll have to find it.
What about you, Andrew? While he's looking that up, what's your favorite question to ask to someone that believes evolution is true?
I have not looked into it as much as you two have, but I really love the bombardier beetle. I actually did a project on that a couple years ago for a convention. You remember that?
No, I don't, but I
Okay,
love the
yeah.
bombardier beetle because it shoots fire out of its butt. Okay, like, this is
And it defeats evolution. So
this is peak little boy just tomfoolery right here. If I could find a way to aim it at my sisters, I would have. But
I don't know. The wet towel was pretty good.
that also though makes me, and this is probably a completely different topic because JD talked about it last week.
Okay.
But it is the formula for how we actually had fire-breathing dragons. God was like, I'll give it to this tiny bug and that gigantic lizard.
So it's the mimic octopus. I thought it was. I just want to make sure.
That's a good name for it.
Yeah. Some common disguises it has is a sea snake, a lionfish, and a flounder. And it will change depending on
Those are very different things.
exactly. And it will depend on what it changes depending on what animal's coming up and threatening it.
So
What does the flounder benefit it?
I have no idea.
Under what circumstances is it thinking, I want to be a flounder
what is it
today?
staring off with that?
Unless,
disguise?
unless it's hunting as a flounder. Because what do flounders hunt?
Like, they're not afraid of that flounder coming up on them.
Exactly.
All right, so that is everything that you can look forward to, that and more, on Sermons and Side Quests. So go find them, subscribe. Wait till this video's over, but then find Sermons and Side Quests. Subscribe. You don't. This is what he looks like because this is.
I haven't shown my face
His
yet.
face has not been on his own videos yet. He just revealed it for us.
4-year-old me was. I have a 4-year-old picture of me in there.
All right, I do remember that because I do watch your videos. Believe that or not. So, wait, what were you looking up?
I was looking up what flounder eat in the wild. Apparently small fish, crustaceans, fish spawn, and worms.
Oh wow, they're carnivorous.
Yeah.
I thought they'd have been like just chewing on amoebas or something. So that is a great discussion, and I'm glad we had it. But we've got to end with something a little bit different. We let Sermons and Side Quests here take us through the Bible, which was really cool. But what's happening with sports right now?
What's happening with sports right now?
Yeah, I mean, you're my sports guy, so what do you got? Or do you want to go with something else? Because I got one.
You've got a sports thing?
Oh, man. Okay, this might not be for everybody. I am not a WNBA watcher. But since Caitlin Clark came in, she's bombing, right? She shoots from everywhere. But she's got a teammate who is like quickly becoming my spirit animal because
Sophie Cunningham?
Yeah, Sophie
I've
Cunningham
seen.
is straight. I mean, she'll tackle somebody for you if you come after Caitlin Clark. She will, and she's a decent player.
I've heard that she was called like the MAGA Barbie or something like that.
I don't know about that, but she did come out in support of keeping transgender men out of women's sports.
Which,
And
how
she-
can you come out in opposition of that as a woman?
She caught backlash for that. And instead of backing down like everybody else does, she doubled down. And I'm like, I don't know. I know you can't just take these celebrities and assume
face
that they
value.
believe everything that you believe just because they did something you like. But I like that she's got a backbone. I like that she will tackle somebody for her
She's more of a
teammate.
backbone
Like-
than Joe Biden does.
More
or
more of
Fauci.
more of
Dr.
a brain,
Fauci.
too. She's got more happening up here than either one of them. But there's the Fever, Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham's team went to Seattle, and their team really didn't like the stance that she took on transgenderism. So they were, it's shirts made up or something dumb, and they're part owner of the Seattle team, whatever their name is. Saw some girls in the crowd that had on XXXY is a brand. It's a girls in girls sports brand. And they had on those shirts, and they had signs that thanked Sophie Cunningham for standing up for girls' sports. And the part owner saw those girls and just tore into them. I mean, just shouting and cursing at them, had one of the girls in tears for holding a sign.
Yeah.
For holding a sign that was praising a player.
Yeah.
And like, don't you want
And she
fans
bought,
of the game?
Wait, was it in Seattle?
It was in Seattle.
So that those girls actually paid her to go to the game, and she tore into them. Okay.
Those girls didn't break any rules. Those girls weren't in anybody's face.
You're allowed to hold a big sign of someone's head, but
We don't want common sense in here. This is
No.
Seattle. That doesn't happen in Seattle.
don't they have the socialist mayor almost like New York City? I
Yeah,
think.
it's getting bad up there.
Yeah.
But the WNBA has just suspended that owner for 5 games. So
I saw that.
at least
5
something,
games isn't enough.
not nearly enough. But it's Seattle. What are you going to do?
Can I do a politics?
Go for it.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, he appeared before Congress, and he used the Fifth Amendment.
That is the phrase. He appeared before Congress.
Yeah,
Because he
used
didn't say a dang thing.
He used the Fifth Amendment 111 times. I was listening to the verdict with Ted Cruz, and he was just laughing and said how much it was comedic, and it enraged him how much he just avoided everything. One guy, he played a clip where one guy asked him, "What color tie are you wearing?" And he said, "Under advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer through the Fifth Amendment." What color is the carpet in front of you? He did the same answer.
Yeah, I heard one of them said there's a red binder in front of you, and he just told him what was in the red binder, and he's took the fifth on that. Like,
Yeah.
the red binder?
Which Ted Cruz went into the fact that he was pardoned by Biden for all his past actions. So can he really take the Fifth Amendment? Because that is to avoid legal prosecution, which the pardon already covers.
Yeah, that's tricky legal ground. I was listening to people talk about that here recently. And I'd just like to say that I listen to people talk about that because I'm old. You're weird, dude. You're a
I
weird
am an
guy.
old man at heart. I invest in the stock market. I check the stock market every single day. I listen to political podcasts.
Speaking of which, this is not investing advice, but SpaceX is affordable right now. Maybe go buy some.
It's very affordable because I've lost a lot of money on it.
Okay, so that's politics. That's sports, kinda. You got any parting thoughts, final thoughts, anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Who's going to pick up the "Don't Be Stupid"?
I mean, you want it?
Oh, wait. We didn't talk about I'm back.
Oh, I think they can tell.
I'm back.
He's in the room with us. And as we discussed
It's a
last week,
hologram.
now finally JD has abandoned us.
Yep.
So he'll be back soon. But we had to replace him this week. So this is the face behind Sermons and Side
Upgrades.
Quests. Go and check it out. And until next time, don't be stupid.